Salutations, hello, hi, and welcome to Basic Public Speaking. I'm Christy Thomas. I'm your professor instructor for this course. And this is a quick weekly chat video because I already did one for week 7 and 8, and this is just week 8 again, and just kind of a reminder. So this is the dates are March 2nd through the 6th. This is the week prior to spring break, so next week, week 9, March 9th to the 13th is ACTC spring break. There will not be anything. If anything pops up, it's just because I'm adding and opening up information. But there will be nothing to do, nothing to check out. You just take a little breather and get yourself ready. Because I feel once we get back from spring break, things go by pretty quickly. I also want to give you a heads up that when we return back from spring break, you're probably going to see several things opened and all the remaining assignments opened as well. Because like I said, it goes by pretty quickly. Okay. Whew. I already had the MLA and oral citations module open, so if you haven't checked those out, check those out. Those really come into play in your 3rd and 4th main speeches, so I'll break down and discuss oral citations a little bit more in depth later on. I just wanted to go ahead and get that opened up. So what's going on this week, really, is that you have your 2nd main speech due. This is an informative how-to speech. We're going to discuss requirements, description, all that, and I've gone into detail with all this, and again, it has its own module. In this module is a Word document and a video chat of me discussing description and requirements. There are 2 links. One link is to upload the video of yourself delivering the speech, and the other one is for the outline. Let's go ahead and discuss outline. When it comes to an outline in this course, I provide one that you are more than welcome to use. You do not have to use it. It is not a requirement. I just like to make things as less complicated and a little easier on everyone as possible. Outlines are not detailed. They are not super detailed. I want you to think of when you're creating an outline for your speech as if you were to give this speech in a face-to-face world or in a presentation or in an auditorium or in a classroom or even online. This is what you have that you jot down a few notes that will jog you into kind of bump yourself to remember where you are in your world. So when you're doing it, don't do it a transcript style. Transcripts are a word-for-word verbatim of what you're going to say in your speech. I will never ask nor require that in this course. That is not something I'm looking for nor asking of. So, take a breather there. When it comes to speech formation, you want to put up your topic. You can put a purpose in, like how to dye eggs using shaving cream. Boom. That's your topic. That's your purpose. Great, grand, and wonderful. The introduction is I'm going to be teaching a technique on how you can tie-dye eggs using food dye and shaving cream. And then you have your points, boom, 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 and then the conclusion. And with these steps, I've showed you a really fun, creative way to tie-dye eggs with shaving cream and foam. I just watched a video on that earlier. I mean, I've seen it before, but it popped up on one of my social medias. So it doesn't have to be crazy detailed. You don't even have to write verbatim everything you would say in the conclusion or the body or the intro. It's just kind of there for you to exist. You're just giving little words and snippet a sentence or 2. Nothing chaotic, nothing crazy. I don't need anything super long. It doesn't even have to be, it's not super detailed either. It's literally just a working if you look at. So when it comes to the outline, it's a Word document that you are submitting. It is not a video of you discussing your outline, nor is it a picture of a written outline. It is a Word document, and that is also in the syllabus that documents are what are required, not pictures. Now, let's discuss the requirements of the speech itself. Like I said, there's details. I've talked about it in other videos, but we're touching base again because it is week 8 and it is due this week. With that being said, this is an informative how-to speech. You're telling us how something works, how to create something, how to do it, just how to make it, how to create a lot of fun in this speech, because you can do a lot of fun things and be super creative and have a little flair. An outline is due. We just talked about that. An outline will be due with this speech, main speech 3, and main speech 4. So the remaining main speeches throughout this course, an outline is due. Keep that in mind. But no storytelling speeches. Okay. This is where we start to enter the time limit zone. There will never be a maximum time limit. I will never say you can't go past this many minutes. Talk for however long you want. This is your show. I'm here to watch. It's the minimum. I think on Blackboard it says 2.5 minutes. I'm changing that to 2. Your minimum is 2 minutes. Now, If you hit a minute 47, a minute 53, a minute 58, there's no big deduction there, you know. Again, we're just now entering the world of there being a minimum requirement on time for your speaking voice in this course. But I will say, and preference, if you're not hitting at least a minute, that's where we're going to start having a few issues. This is where it comes in handy, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again numerous times. You'll be like, I'm so tired of hearing this. Why is she saying this again? Anyway, say it out loud. Watch yourself in a mirror. Record yourself. Have someone listen to you. Time yourself going through your speech one time. If you're not even hitting a minute, figure out. Like, I talk fast. I know I talk fast. I'm talking fast in this video now, but I have to tell myself to slow it down, calm it down. Excuse me, I've been under the weather this week. I'm just now starting to get my voice back. By doing this, it helps you figure out, like, work out the little kinks, if you would, for timing issues. So be aware of that. And also, this speech is the only speech a visual aid is required. Now, with that being said, I am not opposed to you using video editing apps or sites. I'm not opposed to it. You know, technology is a huge part of our world, and I'm not opposed to using it. But I will say this. You have to submit a video of yourself delivering the speech. You can't just submit a PowerPoint presentation of your speech. Now, does that mean sometimes you may have multiple videos for your speech? That's fine. You can submit multiple videos. And if you are having issues uploading multiple videos, because sometimes technology, actually it's not sometimes. If technology can fail us, it will. Ain't she lovely? With that being said, though, you are more than welcome to email me. If you are having issues, you can email me your speech or speech videos. You know, perhaps you do one speech giving the speech, and perhaps you do another speech kind of just recapping it with visual aid. Like, do I expect you to have just a visual aid video and then if it comes down that it's done in multiple videos, you have the video of you giving the main speech. The second video is you kind of just recapping. And like I said in the video, if we do this, this, and this, we'll do this, this, and that. But you can do visual aids in real time. Say you're in the kitchen doing something. You could be showing us what ingredients you're using, what tools are necessary, assemblage, whatever, just depends on what you're doing. You're telling us how to reverse tie-dye a t-shirt. You're showing us the shirt. You're showing us the tools needed. You're going to need gloves. You're going to need bleach. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. Perhaps you're showing us the tools that needed. If there's a special way that something needs to be tied or prepared or created, you're showing us that as well, and then explaining some steps, and then perhaps showing us the final project. I don't want you to think that you have to show every single step in the process if you're doing it in real time. Please don't. I don't want you to fret over that. I know that can sound daunting, and that's not what I'm asking. When it comes to visual aids in this electronic mediated world, you can get super creative. You can do it in time with the speech, and you can do all the steps, some of the tools. You can pick and choose your creative flair here. And, sometimes it's easier to show certain steps than it is other steps. If you're doing something, it might take something that is done over multiple days. So, of course, it's going to be hard to record a video and come back and do it, I don't want you to think that you have to it's cemented a specific way. It's not. And if you've got an idea to do something another way, you're not sure if that's what I'm asking for, please reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. I'm really interested in how people approach these. Anyway, recap week 8. This is March 2nd through the 6th. Lessons, that's your MLA, in-speech, oral citation oral. Great, grand, and wonderful. The big focus of this week is the second main speech, which is an informative how-to. You have 2 links in the module along with the Word document and the video chat. One's to submit a video of yourself delivering the speech, and one is of the outline. The outline is a Word document. It is not a video, nor is it a transcript, nor is it a picture. The speech itself is a video. You're more than welcome to use apps for video editing. You're not required. You don't have to do every single step. You can have fun in the creative process of the visual aid. But I must see you. That's the thing. I must see you. Love to hear you talk for at least 2 minutes-ish. Outline. Okay, that sounds about it. The following week, March 9th to the 13th, is ACTC spring break. I'll be working on post-spring break world, so there won't be anything going on that week. Obviously, it's spring break. Take a moment. Take a breather. If you're going on a trip, enjoy yourself. With that being said, if you have any questions, concerns, or just need to chat, please get back to me. Please reach out to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I hope that you have an amazing week. Thanks so much. Bye.